Control. There we go. Pop that down a little bit. There we go, mostly. Oh. And now, there we go. We're live-ish. Oh, a long day, long few days. I worked yesterday and today. Ended up was there for like what? I got there. I started at 8 yesterday. Like 17 hours, and then she paid me for the day. I worked from 8 o'clock today until 1 o'clock, but she paid me for the full 8 hours. So that was nice of her. And she didn't expect the delivery to be that late. She thought it was going to be 1 or 2 hours late yesterday, because yesterday was delivery day. The groceries, cheese, milk, and beer. They ended up being. They were supposed to be there for 8 o'clock. They got there at 1 o'clock in the morning, which really fucking sucked, because I was there for 17 hours. Super illegal. But she let me use one of the cabins last night. Hey Dale, how you doing? And yeah, I was in one of the cabins last night, and kind of funny. Thursday night, I'm hanging out right here, right by the fire. Once my phone stopped recording, I was on a call with Cornish and some of the other mods. We were talking on the Discord, and they didn't know what happened when it happened, but I started screaming, "Holy shit, you mother effer! Get the F away from here!" and start smacking a stick against a tree. So all you hear is this bang, 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 and I'm screaming, "Get out of here!" I had a visitor on Thursday night at about 11 o'clock at night. It was a bear. It was just a black bear. We don't have grizzlies or really the dangerous ones up here. The black bears are smaller. They're bitches. You just make yourself big and scream, and they'll get the point that they don't want to. You're not worth it unless they're starving to death, which this time of year won't happen. They're gonna run away. So I scared off a bear. It was kind of neat. And yeah. Besides all that, how you guys doing? Now you can. What, Dale? But yeah, I'm in a pretty good mood. And I figured, hey, why not come on and stream? I got off early today. I'm absolutely exhausted. So I had on Wednesday morning, 6 a.m. on Wednesday, I was on a bus for about 8 hours from Sudbury to Toronto. From there, I went to the hospital and had a spinal tap, a lumbar puncture. From there, at 6 o'clock, I was back on the bus heading back to Sudbury. And I've had a even worse than my regular headache for the last few days from the the LP, and it's the lethargy you get from it. Big Critch, would I rather eat 5 or 6 worms? Well, 5 or 6 worms. Depends the situation, and depends what kind of worms. Honestly, if they were mealworms and I was in the situation where I had to, I'd have no problem. They're just bugs, high protein. Oh, and this guy here saying say fat, say chubby, and all the other accounts, he's the kid, the green screen kid. He's gone so far. This is how much he loves me, and I appreciate the love. He's taken a screenshot of my face when I was blinking and using it as his profile picture on his green screen kid 6919 account. He's all up in here. He's my biggest fan. Hey Funk, how you doing? Have I eaten squid? Yes, I have. I'm a big fan of sushi. I've eaten squid. Got I've got a real taste for anything like seafood. Would I rather fight a horse-sized chicken or 1,000 chicken-sized horses? Well, chickens are evil. Chickens are very dangerous creatures. They're small, so they're not dangerous, but I think a chicken like that would have fucked you up. You're screwed either way. You're dead either way. Actually, horses are fairly timid, so I'd go for the horses. Jojo, I'm doing pretty good. Just headache. Got off work. Paul, what Indian delicacy are you talking about? Uh, and this guy who's spamming, you're kind of making it harder for other people to stay stuff. So I'm sorry, but I know you love me. But yeah, Paul, what Indian delicacy are you talking about? Oh, it's just a kid. He's like 13. His balls haven't even dropped yet. He's been gone for a bit because I'm guessing he got in trouble with his mom and his dad, and they beat him and banned him from the internet. But he'll be back in a few minutes. USA, I know I look like a famous streamer. I look like Queso, Action Bronson. I also look like Seth Rogen, John Candy. I also look like Will Sasso, but I don't have their money. I live in the woods. What do you talk? Kush, don't no racism here. Actually, Indian food is pretty awesome. I do love myself some curries. Anything spicy, yeah. What kind of what are you talking about? Indian delicacies, and we got 4 rules here, man. No sexism, racism, homophobia, and just don't be a dick. And don't be a dick, man. Don't bring that racist BS in here. I can be happy with looking like Queso. I like his money. Like the kid's smart. He leveraged his looks and turned it into a personality to make a lot of money. Oh, he'll be back in a few minutes. He's got like 40 accounts just to come here and be an a-hole. Oh God, I wish I had his money. Like imagine having that kind of foresight to be able to make fun of yourself like him to make millions of dollars. Hey Debbie. Oh, Marcus, I know that for a fact. Canada doesn't care about its actual citizens. It cares about it's the Trudeau government, and even him, what he's doing now to the actual natives, like the First Nations of this country, is horrible. They don't care about us. And yeah, um, oh, I've still my headache's a lot better from the lumbar puncture now. It's just starting to fade, but holy shit, so it's much worse than my regular headache. Like it was hell. Yep, Jim, you are absolutely right. It got a lot worse since the Trudeau government came in. Like they've legalized. I don't think them completely legalizing marijuana was necessary. It was a way to bring in more tax dollars. I do believe in decriminalization of certain. I don't think the government should be able to tell a citizen what they can and can't put in their body. I'm not a smoker, um, but to fully legalize it and collect tax money off a substance that it's good for some people, it helps a lot of people in pain, and there are people who need it. But to collect money in tax dollars from a substance that can do harm. It seems wrong to me. Oh, 2004 Ontario was pretty good. Uh, uh, uh actually, you know what? Uh, Quer Denker. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I believe more people from other demographics should be represented in the government. Ooh, a squirrel. I completely agree with you on that. Um, but I also think we've gone too far with certain topics in that sphere. Like, I don't think they should be. I think the child, the government shouldn't have any, and the school shouldn't have any say in how a child is raised by their parents. I don't think they should be giving chemicals to castrate children because a kid thinks it's, a man or a woman when it's biologically is opposite, because that shit does harm. There should be legislation where you have to be 20, 21 to start these things, but that's my opinion. Query Dinker, do I want some sexy time? All my time is sexy time. Come on, look at this. Look at my beautiful face. I am easily distracted. It was a squirrel running by. It was carrying a black walnut in its mouth. Oh, I know I'm going to get canceled for saying that, but I'm also believe, like, up here in Canada, we don't have freedom of speech like the States do. I believe you should be able to hold your opinions no matter if they're right, they're wrong, or they just make you out to be an asshole. You should be allowed to have that opinion and voice that opinion. You could be completely wrong, but I will always defend the person's right to have and voice their opinions. Oh, Toby, everything is good right now. Just off work, chilling in the woods. Oh, Jojo, I don't eat squirrel. I do eat black walnuts, though. Um, I'm one of those people. I've got a soft spot for animals, and it would be very hard for me to actually kill the animal. I can do fish, no problem, but the small, cute, furry creatures, no, 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 no. I did scare off a bear like Thursday night. We were on a Discord call with Cornish and a couple of the other mods, and a bear came walking up, and he's like, and I just like, holy shit! Start up, get out of here! Start screaming and bashing a stick against a tree. It was quite frightening. Yeah, I am. This is technically my home, so I'm gonna say yes. This is the woods up in Sudbury. It's all real. See, this is the kid, the hobo Bob guy. He has like 100 different YouTube accounts. When I ban him right now, he'll be back with another account in a few minutes. This guy is like, I don't like this because he's a teenager, but this guy has like some sort of fetish about me. He's got some weird, attraction to me. I don't mind it. It's flattering, but dude, you're a teenager, and I don't swing that way. No, he'll be back. He'll always come back. He thinks he's hurting my feelings. Oh, no. He thinks he's hurting my feelings. It's kind of funny. Um, that you can see he is just a kid because his insults, they're not insulting. It's the same thing over and over and over again. He doesn't have the experience to actually form an insult. Like, if I wanted to insult him, it's like, dude, you got to stop this. Your maturity level is like down here. Come on, man. Stick your hands in your pants. Your nuts haven't even dropped yet. Grow up a bit. That's what I would say to him. That is an insult. That is more creative than just saying, say fat, say chubby. I don't mind the insult. You guys can insult me all the time. You guys can troll all the time. I enjoy it. I don't like when it's not original. But if you're going to do it, be funny. have some. I can take the hits just like the rest of them. Just be funny. I'm working. Yep, speak up. I'm working now. It is only part time. Still fighting to get this ability because I'm sick. But I do have a job. Actually, it's going to be closed down for the next few weeks because they're switching over from summertime to hunting season. It's at a marina, and she's got like 10 cabins in the woods and like 10 cottages. So for the next 3 weeks, they're closed. They got some people clearing out the summertime supplies, getting it in storage, and then the week, second week of October, there we go. She's going to have me there for the entire week, first week of October, because she wants me to help set up the cages, bring in the ammo, set up the lockers and whatnot. And I have to, I got 3 days. She's going to pay me to be there, to be on a computer and study to get a license for me to be able to sell guns. It's not a sickness. I'm not diagnosed or anything, but I started having seizures a few years back. It cost me everything, and my body's getting weaker. Like I'm starting to be able to hard be able to walk, not that so well. My left leg is always on fire. I've got a constant headache, but I have seizures, which took away my career. They don't let you have any driver's licenses when you have seizures. See, he's back again. He's got like 100 accounts. What would be behind me? The only thing that'd be behind me is a bear or a deer. The most important things, especially when you're out in the woods like this, ain't your eyes. It's not your eyes. It's your ears. I've got really good hearing, and I'm very spatially aware. I will hear something before I see it. Why do I look like what? A good, sexy son of a bitch? I'm living out here, man. I'm living out here. It's again from the story I just told you. I got divorced when I got sick. Fucking fighting for disability. Up here in Canada, they don't want to just say here's disability. They want you to take the MAID program, MAID, capital letters, medical assistance in death, assisted suicide. And yeah, instead of giving disability on a person who wants to keep living, they'll try to talk you into taking MAID. There's a good documentary you should watch. I don't have the link for it. Cornish sent me it, and it explains it to you. Like legit, the social workers will hound you and hound you and hound you to accept MAID. Oh no, the only thing you got out no spiders right where I am. More just mosquitoes. Hey crow. Yep. Trey, the way it was originally designed was it was to be for those terminal cases that are going to suffer really, really bad. Unfortunately, it's been here for like 5 or 6 years now that the standards to get it have lightened up. Now you can be just depressed, and be like, if you get two doctors to sign the piece of paper, which is easy to get, they'll schedule you for that week. Yeah, well, I've got a wicked headache right now from a lumbar puncture, and it's either this, and they didn't give me any prescription medication to help with the pain. It supposedly from the one I had, the headache's gonna last about a week. It's simmering down now, but it's either this right now. I was off the nicotine one, and because they gave me some neurological pain pills to help with the pain I'm having that's from the brain. But this isn't neuro pain. This is physical pain, and I don't want to, go to the store and load up on Tylenol. That shit's expensive. I don't got the money for that. I'm already paying $550 for a month's supply of the meds I have to be on. I have some CBD, but I'm not don't I don't like it at all. I tried it for 2 days. It made the headache tolerable, my regular headache tolerable, but I just didn't like it. I don't like it at all. Actually, Crow, you're not wrong, but what you if you really want to deal with mosquitoes out in the woods like this, have yourself a campfire, take some of the ash from that campfire and put it on your pulse points. The mosquitoes do not like ash. Speak up. I'm hoping to have a place for the winter. So I had a hearing for my disability back in August, and the social workers fought, but I had a lawyer and he fought harder. So I'm gonna have another hearing with them very soon. They're making me do all these fucking tests. That's how I got the lumbar puncture, was through the social workers, because they're trying to make me take me do everything not to pay me. They owe me like 50K, but yeah, I'll get that. And they just got to set an appointment now. Like this week, I've got to head back to Toronto again. I'm getting a cerebral angiogram this one, which is far worse than a lumbar puncture. Oh, dude, I don't like anything that fucks with my mind. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a drug user. Even the nicotine, I don't want to be doing. But hey, it's helping my headache. And this tastes like blue raspberry. Oh, listen, it's a bitch. It's a bitch in Canada. It's a bitch to get in the States. They would rather you just accept made up here. Crow, I actually still have some silicone spray that made my tent completely waterproof. Lynn, I don't know. Like, my doctor, when it gets to my doctor, he'll tell me, but this is Canada. Like, they might get rushed, which would be nice, but, fucking Christ, it could be anywhere from 3 days to 3 months. Like, again, typically to get an appointment through your doctor, you're talking 6 months. People die from fucking cancer, from treatable illnesses, waiting for tests. I have tried shrooms, but that's a long time ago. I was like 15, man. And I did not have a good experience. I already did Cornish. I told them that I had a bear here. I was actually on a call with Cornish and Glowing Ghoul, one of the other mods, just sitting right here, too. And a fucking bear walked up like right beside me here, and I jumped up screaming, "Holy shit!" Just screaming, "Grah!" And started banging a stick against a tree. And I think it was a good thing that it happened, because I had been debating going to a motel all day. My fucking head is throbbing, my back is throbbing. Again, I had a needle stuck into my spine, and it took my juices. They juiced me. They juiced me. How could they juice me? But yeah, that's what happened. And when the bear happened, I was like, you know what? Fuck it, that's a sign. And I got myself to the highway, stuck my thumb out, and jumped on a ride. And this was like when I got to the highway, it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Funny thing about that is, if I saw me at the side of the road with my thumb out, I probably wouldn't pick me up. Strangest thing though, I wouldn't pick me up if I saw me hitchhiking. No, I really wouldn't. I'd be like, okay, that guy's a killer. But I've never had a problem getting rides when I'm hitchhiking. And that night, I'm at the side of the road there for like 5 minutes until a car finally came by, stopped and pulled over, and I jumped in. And it's the craziest shit. Imagine this. It's dark. This is at a rural highway road. You're the only car going down that road. I hadn't seen another car for like 10 minutes. And you're a single woman traveling alone. You see a hitchhiker, a big son bitch like me. You're not gonna stop. What's going through your mind? She stopped and picked me up. There's no survival instinct, but that's the fact. Is I've never had a problem when I'm hitchhiking. I always get a ride, and it's the scariest shit. It's always single women traveling alone. They've got no problem picking me up. Oh, Skip Nasty, man. Way of the road. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, no, she took me right where I wanted to go, right pretty much in front of the motel. And they told me to have a nice night. Uh, how do I shower? With soap and water. Sometimes hot water. Sometimes I jump in the lake. Sometimes there's a few places I can get a shower. In town, there is a couple places I can get a hot shower. Worst case scenario, I have to walk 10 minutes up the road to the truck stop, pay $5, get a shower. Or I can walk into town and there's a few places I can get a hot shower for free. Technically not for free, but there's nobody there and there's no doors aren't locked. It's a gym that I've walked in a couple of times and had showers. Or like the lake is just down that way. I'll go there and shower there. Hey, from New York, Lifelight, how you doing? Let's see. Where is that? Oh shit, yeah, that. No, like it wasn't even a pickup. Like again, it's just a small sedan. She tells me to throw my bag in the back and jump in the front seat with her. And yeah, very nice person too. We ended up talking for the 20-minute drive into town. Very nice person. I think I've got one of these those faces that it says, "Oh, we're good. Come here. He's a good person. I want to hug him. He's so cute. Yay!" But like fuck. Back in Toronto, I was sitting down in one of the parks. This guy walks by and he stops like dead right in front of me. He turns around and looks at me. He's like, "Man, I know this is gonna be weird, but I'm having a really bad time. Can I have a hug?" I'm like, "What?" Yeah, seriously, this random stranger. I'm all dressed in red, so I look like Santa Claus. But I was like, "Okay." I sit up, give the guy a hug. It's like, "Are you good?" I sit back down. "You good?" He's like, got tears rolling down his face. Just like, "No, not really." He's like, "Oh man, what's going on?" I think it's the mushrooms. Oh, and then he went on his way. He just needed a hug. He needed human connection, and hell, so did I. Chevelle or Chevel, I'm not a crackhead. I do not do drugs, but you can go to hell. You're banned now. Ha ha. I do give good hugs. I'm very warm. Actually, I'm very warm and big and warm and furry. Actually, see, I'm a joker. I make jokes. I get a story from when I went. Oh, it's hanging, low and to the left. Just a sec. Yeah, to the left. I went into Walmart in this town, and I can't find what I'm looking for. I was looking for the big and tall section because I'm, big and tall. And I found a younger woman who was working there, and I walk up to her, it's like, "Hey, ma'am, sorry, I need some help." It's like, "Oh yeah, what you looking for?" "I can't find the big, fat, and furry section." And she like her jaw drops when I say that. I'm making a joke at myself, and she just like, "That's like really offensive." I offended her making a joke at myself. "Oh, I like my beard too. Thank you, Lifelight." No, when I'll take a trip into town every day, get what I'm gonna eat that day, come back and cook it. I'm divorced. I don't really plan on dating again. Very hurt by that woman, and I got no family. It wasn't offensive. It can't be offensive if the joke is about you. Oh yeah, I like that joke, man. Okay, so whoever is here, haven't if you haven't heard this joke, this is my favorite joke in the world. It's a dark joke. It's pretty bad. So if you're under the age of 18, I suggest you changing the channel because it's a really dark joke, and I love it so much. I just got asked, man, so now I have to. So this old hobo, he goes back to he goes and visits his buddy at his camp. He sits down, buddy, and says, "Hey, man, how's it going? You're not gonna believe what happened to me yesterday." He's like, "Well, what's going on?" So I was walking down the train tracks, doing my thing, and I found this beautiful woman tied to the tracks, completely naked. So what do I do? I untie her, and she was so grateful to me. We ended up having the most amazing sex all day long. We did this, we did that, we did this, we did that. He's like, and his buddy's like, "Oh, really? Wow." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," really getting into it. It's like, "What else? What else? What else?" "Oh, we did everything. This, and this." And he's like, "Oh, whoa, you're so lucky, man. Did you get any head?" And Hobo's like, "Nah, man, I never found her head." That's my dark hobo joke. I love that joke so much, man. Yeah, no, no, I will. I love that joke. It's again favorite joke. Oof. How come I'm in a bush? Because I'm living in a bush. I do love bush. There's so many big black hawks out here in the bush. I guess the big black hawks like the bush because they're always hanging around. There was like 6 big black hawks up in the trees. Again, I am pretty deep in the bush, and big black hawks like the bush. This is blue raspberry. Nah, man. I'm just out here because I don't have any other option. I am working, trying to get myself out of the situation. I guess you'd now call me more of a rubbernecking hobo or like a real traveling guy because I left the city I was in and trying to make it go up in Sudbury because no other options. I am not in trouble with the law. No, man. I've been on straight and narrow my whole life. I'm just sick. Like, they don't give a shit up here about you in Canada. I started having seizures. I was in construction. I was operating heavy machinery. The day I had a seizure is the day they took all my driver's licenses away from me. I can't even drive a car. And, you're trying to fight and get on disability. You're living off what savings you have left after your divorce. Things get less and less and less and less. You finally have nothing left. So it's either, squat in your place for the next how long it ever hurt the guy you're renting from, or go homeless, or go outside, and instead of being an asshole and staying, I got my security deposit back from the guy and left. And I've been surviving. I've been surviving, and things are actually starting to get a little bit better. It took 10 months to find a part-time job. Fucking disgusting that they won't hire you in Toronto unless you're a student or an international student for like these entry-level positions. Why would I go to the USA? I need to be in Canada. I need to be in Canada. I'm fighting for disability, man. They owe me 50K. To the nearest town, well, it's complicated. The nearest town is Sudbury. For me to walk from here into town takes about 2 hours. Right off that way, there is a road. It's not a highway, but it's a rural-ish road that goes around the lake into a different town and around the park. If I go that way for about a 20-30 minute walk, I get to the highway that'll take you right into Sudbury. So walking from here takes about between 20 and 45 minutes. If I'm at the highway walking, it takes 2 hours going. Sorry, going south. Or I can hitchhike. Oh, I'm pretty far away from everybody. I've not seen another person up here at all. I see a lot of deer and foxes and a bear all the time. Going to no, I've done that, man. Speaking of which, up here like this is easy up here. These boys are easy. No one here to bother me. I did the same thing in Toronto, in the woods in Toronto. That was fucking hard. That was fucking hard for a lot of different reasons. The bush is easy. The bush is easy. It's the people that make it not easy. When there's people around to steal from you and make your life more difficult, that's what's hard. Here I have to cook dinner and stuff like that. It's fucking easy. I've had no trouble here. In Toronto, no matter where you went, no matter what part you're always going to stumble upon a crackhead. You're always going to get robbed. I had someone come into my camp. I had about 2 weeks worth of supplies, food and whatnot, in my camp. You can't carry it with you all the time. And they stole it. They didn't even eat the shit. They ate some of it, I guess. But they were all done by the fire pits. All my cans were smashed open, like they were trying to break into it like a monkey, like a gorilla, and they wasted 2 weeks worth of food. I've been held up at knife point in Toronto. Here, the worst thing I had to deal with was a bear, and he was a little bitch. Oh, hey, how you doing? Thank you. Yeah, it's cool. Actually, no, but yes and no. There are bad parts of it. There's a lot of bad parts of it. It can be depressing. I think it's what you make of it, what kind of person you are. If you get down and be like, oh, I'm homeless, my life is over. There's a guy who does it every single day, literally just fucking begging on YouTube every single day for a sandwich. Ugh. I don't like him. That's depressing. Doing that shit is depressing. But if you're making positive out of it, I'm a depressed person. Like I depressed my entire adult life. But being out in nature all the time like this, it's been a godsend for me. It's been mentally healthy for me. I'm a lot more emotionally available now than I've ever been in my entire life. It's been healthy. That should fix the connection. Tell me if it's better. Tell me if it gets any better. Oh, Mako. Thank you. I appreciate that. Trudeau's the worst. So Sankey, I'm just trying to catch back up on some of the comments. They go by too fast, so if I miss you, I'm sorry. I'm trying to go back up. Sankey, okay. What do I do for fun? Well, I read a lot. I like books. I go to a library pretty much a couple times a week to charge, get new books, and I read a lot. I get the river's just over there. I'll go fishing and I'll forage. I'll build stuff. I'll whittle. And I got for one of those switches, the small ones, for like 75 bucks off of Facebook Marketplace. And I've been playing Diablo 2 a little bit because I've got the power bricks to keep it charged while I'm using it. But that's it. I'm pretty simple. I'm not a complicated person. It doesn't take much to keep me entertained. Like if you didn't know what I'm doing right now, I'm talking to you guys. That's keeping me entertained. But I'm also, such a child. I'm playing with the string and I'm like dangling it down here in my hands, keeping myself busy. That's all it takes to, keep me entertained. Jingle jangle, jingle jangle. I'm a child. Anything horror. I love scary books. God, I just finished. It was a science fiction book. God damn it, I forget the name of it. But actually, not science fiction, but in the near future, they're working on colonizing the moon, and it's about the company. It's not a more about the company, a corporation that is not terraforming the moon, but building large caverns on the moon while mining silica to create habitats. And it's about their nano machines that they use, that they can only use it on the moon because of fear of the gray blob. Like if something went wrong with the nano machines, they could threaten to turn the entire Earth into a liquid metal crap and consume everything. It was a really good book. I have a job. I'm working at a marina. I do. That gives me not much, but surviving. That the last month it was just 130 from ads and whatnot. Me supers, which I'm very grateful for everyone they do. And sometimes someone throws me a little bit of money here and there on PayPal. Like I don't beg. I will never beg. But if you want to, I'm not allowed to say no. But I'm keeping myself alive. It's not easy, but I'm trying. I'm I'm not allowed to work a full time job while applying for disability. Um, I have a part time job, and that's all they need me for. This week, it will be 20, 25 hours worked. It's nothing special. It's just at a marina. Um, Front counter. Uh, they needed an adult there because they got the runners or kids who run and grab the gas tanks, fill them up, bring it back with the ticket. They also do alcohol and food sales, and they've got 10 cottages. And over the winter, they've got like 10 or 15 hunting lodges in the back. They also do guided fishing tours, sell fishing gear, whatnot. I would rather the day I decide to walk out with a sign at the side of a road begging for money is the day I accept made with my own hands, of course. Is the day I find a bridge to jump off of, because that's not me. I'm not a beggar. I still have not much left, but a little bit of pride left in myself. Yeah, last winter was pretty. We got a few really cold days last winter. -20 was the worst. So I think it went down to -30, 35 with the wind chill, like in February, a couple days. I made it through that. I know how to make it through the cold. I'm pretty much a bush guy, anyways. So I don't want to be out here. I'd rather be in an apartment. Like I got to go to get my deposit back because I put a refundable deposit on an apartment because I was trying to find something full time. I've got about 100 resumes out there, but this isn't the time of year to be finding work because all the kids are on break, and it'll change in September. Or I can get my disability payments in, and then I'll have an apartment that day. But I have a deposit down that I'll be getting back soon. I'll go down probably tomorrow to get my deposit back because that's not going to happen. And I'll hold on to that for a future deposit. Like I'll put it in my tax-free savings account unless make it so I cannot touch it until I need it. How long have I been on YouTube for? It's almost a year now. It's almost a year. I uploaded my first video on YouTube. I never planned on doing YouTube at all. It kind of just happened. I was just first was got out here, and I was up in what town was it? Coburg. I was up in Coburg for a couple days, and someone was asking me on Reddit, "Oh, you should just tell me you should start a YouTube channel," because I was talking about the salmon run on YouTube. That this is the year for it. That I was down. I got a video of like the salmon spawning and in their spawning pools, and someone told me to upload it to YouTube, start a channel. So I did. And that first video got like 2,000 views. It was kind of cool. So I just kept uploading. Survival, yeah, I think I will. Again, when I get a place, it depends what comes first. If I get my disability tomorrow, I'm not saying it's a possibility, but let's say it was to get enough money tomorrow, my 50K came in. I got the money. I wouldn't get an apartment. I would, there's some land not too far from here. That's 20K. I would get that. And you guys would, I'd still continue with the tips, but then you get to see me doing construction and building an actual home, a cabin kind of deal, a tiny home, whatever you want to call it, and building what I need for myself, plus other cabins for other people to use. I would also find someone to invite to build their own place on the property as well, because I can't drive and whatnot, and I need a little bit of help. Offer someone who needs it, and slowly build other like tiny homes and cottages on the land for people just to come up to, and invite you guys out here. If anybody sent me an email to use one of the tiny homes to visit, have a place to stay for a bit, and enjoy themselves, because it's like right on a lake. Uh, I actually don't see scooter kids falling. Scooter kids or failed abortions. That's an interesting name. I don't actually see this as a hard time. It's not a great time. A lot of bad shit has happened. But right now, it's not what I consider a hard time. What was a hard time was my divorce. That broke me emotionally. Broke all my trust in the opposite sex. But I think I will always look back. Let's say I get out of this tomorrow. 10 years from now, I'll look back at this time with very fond memories, because it hasn't been bad. But that's squirrel! Squirrel! Get back here, you little shit. But yeah, that's what I was saying. This hasn't been all bad. There's been a lot more positive and good than negative. Rooster, because I got sick. She liked the money. She liked the money I was bringing in, so she knew I wasn't going to be bringing in that kind of money anymore. She started spreading her legs open for every fucking guy I knew, every single fucking friend I had. It's not a good time. I'm very bitter about it. Very bitter about it. And why I try not to talk about that too much on the channel is because I get very negative and angry very fast. Oh no, it's not. I don't think of it as sad. I think of it as a good thing. Now I think it's a good thing that I know that she wasn't with me because she cared about me. Actually, at this time, I was a lot different too. I put on weight. I've eaten like shit for the last. You're poor. I'm eating nothing but instant ramen. You're gonna put on fucking like jacked. Like I've shown the pictures to Cornish. Discord mods. I used to be freaking jacked. So it's not like she was with a big guy because she got money. I wasn't a big guy, but she wasn't with me because she loved me. She was with me for what I could provide, not for who I was. Which, for better or worse, it's not. You're not picking partner based on what they give, what they have, but yeah, it's great. You need someone who can put into the relationship, who can provide for you and the family, and you have to do the same thing. It's a job. Everybody has their own role in the relationships, but number one thing in a relationship isn't about that. It's you're attracted to the person, for the personality, for who they are, and she just didn't love me. Okay, it's gonna blink out for a second. Sometimes I just have to flip the shut off the app and put it back on, or disconnect from the Wi-Fi because again, um, squirrel, get back here, get back here, jerk. I'm just outside out in the woods too far, so every so often I have to disconnect from the 5G, like turn it off, turn it back on, and then that fixes it. He keeps running back and forth with nuts in his mouth. Black walnuts. He's like a little red little shithead. He's so cute. I love him. I want to pet him. I want to be friends. Well, that's the thing. When we got married, we discussed the whole thing about kids and whatnot, and I don't know how to put this. The way I can put this is, my parents were shit parents, and because of that, I would never want to be a shit parent, and I just couldn't see myself being one. So neither of us wanted kids. So we had the disposable income, and she never had to work, and it was just she wanted something, she got it. I didn't care. Nah, she won't be watching. She's too busy. Uh, fuck. Who cares? She upset. That's all upsetting. Yeah, that's. I'm getting angry about that. The only thing that cheers me up is that damn squirrel. Come back here. I want to see you. Actually, I want to go. I want to follow him because he keeps running by with the black walnut fruits, and I want to collect some of them because they're so tasty, and I want to cook them. Oh no, no, no! It's fine. It's fine. AMA. I'm a pretty much an open book. I'm not going to tell you where my location is, though. My location is private, and I do everything I can to keep it my location very private because I've had an incident with threats and whatnot. So where I am exactly and going into town and whatnot does not get filmed for my personal safety. That's the only one thing off limits. I'll show you what's better. I will show you what's better. I'll show you what I've got. Your best thing to do is to get a small hatchet and one of these. These things are freaking amazing. Like it doesn't. You don't need big wood to have a decent fire. Get branches and cut them. But having a hatchet has its own. You need a hatchet, but this is more important. If you can carry one, get one of these. These are lightweight. They collapse and less weight. It's not overheating. Again, Cornish. It's only happening because where I am. I'm in the woods. Like the near. If I walk 10 feet that way, I lose connection completely. I'm like right at the border of no connection and connection. I legit in the wilderness. Oh, that's why I just reset it. Well, I'm streaming from using a tree. That's my streaming setup. You know, I got this wire with a clip, my barricade, nothingness, more nothingness, my face. You can see all the calluses on my hand. Well, I don't know what low callus is. Yeah, it was warm. It's actually supposed to start to rain any time now. It's supposed to be raining right now, but it's not. Yeah, it's like 24 right now. Uh, I'd try to make the how to build a tree house in the woods video. It's just that video would be how a big guy from a tree and broke his neck in the wood while making a treehouse video. I can never drive a car again. No license, and they'll never give me a license again because of the seizures. I guess they don't want a guy like me driving down on the road, doing 110 down the highway and having a seizure, and, you know, taking out everybody. It's very peaceful. Not so much at the second, because I'm guessing people are heading home from work because there's a road over that way. Hey, honestly, if you get used to it, living in the woods in a big city sucks. Sucks so bad. A lot of bad people around. Squirrel! There he is. I'll show you him. There he is. There he is. There's a little bastard. Get your back. There he goes. There he is. He's carrying a big old nut in his mouth. Squirrel! I've been trying to get him on video. Just to show you know I'm not crazy. That's a squirrel. It's a small red squirrel. That was not a chipmunk. That was a squirrel. It's a young squirrel. It's not a chipmunk. Actually, I want to follow him. I want to know where he's going because he's taking off in that direction. And I'm under a bunch of black walnut trees right now, but none of them are fruiting. I want to collect black walnuts. Like there's one right there. He keeps running through that way through the thicket over there. Every so often he goes zoom, 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 zoom. So it's over there somewhere. One of the trees are really fruiting because that's like the fifth time he's gone by. And I want to know the tree so I can. Those things is good. I'm not gonna steal his stuff. He's working so hard to collect his nuts. I'm not gonna be the guy to grab a squirrel's nuts. He needs them. They're important. Oh, shit. Didn't pass out. Sort of, yeah. Sorry. Wow, that hurt. I had the voltage up too high. That sucked. Too much. Yeah, that's why I accidentally turned the voltage up. I usually have it down at 5 watts. It was up at 20. Holy crap. Too much. Am I going to the bathroom in the woods? Yes. I'm not hiking out 2 hours to go use a bathroom. Back that way, about, I'd say 100 meters back that way, I've dug a very deep hole, but that deep. Probably deeper. Rocks around it, and I got one of those 10-gallon buckets on top of it, cut out the bottom. There, he's back. He's back. See? Squirrel. And I built myself a latrine. And I'm not going to take you guys to it because, yeah, y'all don't need to see where I shit. What am I using to wipe? Jesus, man. What do you use to wipe? I use toilet paper. And in the situation I didn't have toilet paper, I used a sock. But I've always got toilet paper. I don't like using plants because you can really fuck up. Accidentally grab yourself some rhubarb and you'll be bleeding out your butthole. Do I? My God, let's chill it with the bathroom questions. How do I wash my hands? Even, jeez, that's better. I've got some Purell. I don't know where pools. I'm good right here. I'm up in, you know, Crown Landish. So, Vecco, no, this is the channel of you fucking off. Don't be an asshole. I've hiked through all this area. I get bored, so I move around a lot. So I know all this area really well now. Like, I end up going down to the river a lot. I wish I could bring you guys fishing because there's a lake just over there, and the fishing is really good. I just get no connection. But yeah, I know all the streams. I know a lot of this area. I know all the deer trails. I go through here a lot. Actually, yeah, I'm working on some stuff right now. I'm supposed to work on a raccoon for somebody. I've got the wood all cut out, ready to go. I just need to. I stripped all the bark off of it. It's that's a mosquito. It's I gotta wrap it in some tin foil and roast it over my campfire next time I have one because I don't like. I like to use fresh wood, unrotten wood, and kind of semi-dry it out so it's a little. It's better to work with newer live wood that you've dried out yourself because you know there's no bug holes, no bore holes in it that you're missing, and that's one problem if you're using just wood you find like that. There could be a bug hole in it somewhere that you just slice through and you break the whole piece. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Who's the moron, Eric? What's wrong with you, Eric? Why so negative? Having a bad day? Gotta try and take it out on some jackass in the wood? Like, man, I get it. Times is tough. People are in a bad place, and you might be too. So I'm hoping you get a little bit better and don't be a jackass. Nah. Yeah, it's probably the little shit from earlier. No, this has been fun. Like I really enjoy these. Some I will react to some of them instead of just banning them right away because I we've met a couple people on here that originally started as big time trolls who ended up chilling out, mellow, but it's like that where I'm gonna say something. Am I physically capable of saying it? Yes. Am I going to say it? I am not. That's a word that has some very harsh negativity towards it that can hurt people. Why would I do that? I'm not that kind of a jackass. Oh, I'm loving the job. Oh, I like my boss. There's the squirrel again. I can see you. Don't go anywhere. Yeah. I know I've got the attention of like a 3-year-old child or a dog or something, but I like squirrels. I really like the bunnies. I'm a naturally unbelievably positive person to the point it annoys people. Like, it takes a lot to even get me angry. That's how positive I am. Like, no matter how bad shit gets, there's always an end. There's always something better coming, something good coming, no matter what fuck happens. What's the biggest fish I've ever caught? Ever? I caught about a 15-pound pike, but that was a long time ago. Um, Best I've caught up here. I ended up just going down with a minnow hook to the river there, catching a bunch of bluegill and perch and having a small fry out, small catch and cook. I've done that a lot. I haven't caught anything worthwhile this year. I've lost a couple carp when I was in Toronto, uh, but I haven't caught anything really big and substantial here. Just perch and bluegill. Do I look like a juggalo? Come on. If anything, you could ask me if I'm a gigolo. I could do that for a living. I'll even offer you a discount. But do I got clown makeup on? The scary clown makeup on? Those guys are scary. I do love myself some death metal. That's what I'm into. I'm actually into really weird stuff now with the metal, like Corplania. They're my favorite, and some really unknown crap you find on YouTube. There's a lot of good stuff. But a juggalo, I am not wearing scary clown makeup. Okay. Here's actually my thought with the OnlyFans. What you could do is you can make a lot of money with OnlyFans by creating a person. Like, the way AI works now is madness. You could create a completely fictitious AI person and start posting OnlyFans content of this fictitious person and you doing whatever the heck you want. And you could actually make some money doing that. Oh, I love Ace Ventura. That's a good movie. I like when either when nature calls or Back to Nature. The second Ace Ventura movie, when he's just the very opening scene when he's scaling the mountain to rescue a raccoon, and he's going across the wire, the suspension wire, and he's pulling himself across. He's got the raccoon in a harness on the strap, and it starts to break. He grabs his little paw as it breaks. I got you, but you're slipping. And it just the raccoon's face when he gets dropped makes me so happy. I don't want to see little shit dead. I don't like raccoons, the little bastards. But I like that movie too much. Well, even then, Graham, do it differently then. Instead of a real person, use AI to generate an animated girl. Boom. Create a character that they know is a character, and people will pay for it because people are freaks. Or even that really weird shit. You know that one where the people dress up as animals? Fucking. What's the word for it? What are they called? Uh, uh, Furries. Yes, Furries. Do that. You'd make money. People are weird. People do a lot of weird crap. But that's the thing about being human. We're all kind of messed up. Strong, I may have missed your question a couple times. This does go fast, and usually when I'm speaking, I'm not reading the chat. I can't read everything. I'm hardcore punk rock. Nah, I'm not much of a punk rock fan. I don't know what squirrel tastes like. You should tell me. Fishing, I got two. There's two things I do a lot: is fish and have a fire. I like fishing because it's basically meditation for me. It's you know how some people do yoga and all this meditation and stuff. I think fishing is a man's yoga. It's a man's meditation, and it's something that's meant to center a man. Like for some, it's very primal, and it's my meditation. If rabbit is gamey, you've cooked it wrong. Rabbit isn't a gamey animal. It's very protein rich and very low fat. It means you probably didn't wash it properly, or you used the wrong herbs and whatnot with the rabbit. Rabbit is one of those things it stands up to very strong flavors, so you have to use strong flavors. It's like pork. What do you use to season pork? Pork is, I wouldn't say a very strong flavor. It doesn't have much fat marbling. It's a very meaty meat. Pork is another meat that stands up to strong flavors, but it's because it's lacking in a lot of strong flavors in itself. So with pork, you can use something like, I'd use chili powder or Greek yogurt and something zesty like lemon and just salt, pepper, lemon, garlic, and Greek yogurt to marinate so it's nice and it's tender. Steak and beef is different. Beef is beef. Beef has a lot of flavor, so it needs simpler seasonings just to complement it, like salt, pepper, garlic. That's all it needs because it's tasty on its own. Rabbit, there again, it's a very unique flavor. What you have to do is you have to use very strong flavors like lemongrass and you have to add fat into it, so either oil or you could put some butter on it, and like lemongrass or something strong like beet. If you put beet, cook it with beet on the inside, it'll stand up to that. Well, Graham, that's great. You like that. I don't like sweet and sugary with meat. Um, I'm more of a savory kind of person. Beetroot. Watch The Office. Dwight owns a beet farm. They're very dark red fruit. Root vegetable. They stain everything really dark red. But they're the Google what a beet is. Well, if I'm out here, there's a lot of rabbits here, so that'd probably be the option. Um, Even then, I would probably go for some of the doves out here or the pheasants. Go for one of those. Beetroot. Yeah. Actually, with the beet, the best way to do it is to pickle beet. You pickle beet and use pickled beet with rabbit. Like, Same with if I'm gonna have the cheapest beef I can find, which I get often. You get so much beef cheaply, it's just crap quality. It's super sinewy and chewy. You always marinate really crappy beef to make it better instead of, there's two ways to do it: is cook it for long, low, slow for over a long time, and it becomes a lot, it becomes tender. I don't like that. So I marinate cheap meat. And the best marinate for beef, bar none, is very simple: either balsamic vinegar or red wine and Dijon mustard, and you can add other stuff you'd like into it. But that's my typical marinade is chili powder, Dijon mustard, Worcestershire sauce, and balsamic vinegar. That's all it takes. Let it sit in there for 5 or 6 hours. The cheapest meat you got, throw it on the barbecue and cook it. And the cheapest meat turns into the tenderest meat. Oh man, cat mom, don't worry. I think you should be in bed recovering. Goat meat. I've never had goat. I like lamb. Lamb is another one. It's its own thing. That is just pepper, salt, garlic over if I'm cooking, it's going to be medium rare, but I'm going to cook it really hot and get a nice crust on it. So I would do it over the fire, not over the coals, over the hot fire, long enough to get some browning on it, and go for that way, because lamb itself is good. That's one thing I hate about not being in Toronto. So if you went down to the beaches area of Toronto, go out Cherry Beach, you see these guys walking around with coolers. So it depends. If you need it, they're there, but they have the highest quality meat you can possibly get in those coolers, and they're selling it for cheap. It's because earlier that day they hit up a butcher shop and robbed the place, but they sell really high quality meat. And last time I had lamb with the lamb lollipops, I got the whole rack for like $5, and it was quality. I'm not a dancing monkey. No, you cannot get me to burp. Man, there's a difference. I've got a thing against theft, but I've really started to learn something: that these larger corporations don't give a fuck. We've got a company up here in Canada called the Loblaws Company, the Loblaws Corporation. When they force themselves to be every fucking where, the Loblaws and Metros are owned by the same company, and what they've done is they've got pretty much a monopoly. Like, they've been pushing out the smaller grocery stores like No Frills out. They're dying and disappearing. What they sell in Loblaws, you can, let's say, buy yourself one of those cans of Stag chili. Loblaws, they sell it for $6. At a place like No Frills, it's $2 or less. What do you think's going on there? They're forcing the prices up, and they're evil. So when it comes to things you need, if you're gonna buy them that way, I stopped caring about companies. Personally, I can't bring myself to take something that's not mine. But if you gotta fucking take to survive because they've jacked all the prices up and they're not paying you anymore, fucking do it. I don't give a shit anymore. No, CBD. I'm not using it anymore. I don't like it the way it makes me feel. Things have changed. Like, my prescriptions now are. I got paid last. I got paid on. I got paid this week, So I got paid last week. The day I got paid, I went out to go buy my medications. I've got 4 pills now. My entire paycheck, less $26, was spent on my medication. Jay, fucking Loblaws is evil, and look at what they're trying to do. I remember that Loblaws is coming out with their own ultra discount chain of grocery stores. You know, like no frills. Got no frills, but again, they're disappearing. Loblaws is killing no frills. There's one in Toronto that does very well at the Golden Mile, and in that one particular, it's so big and so busy, it's even 20% cheaper than all other no frills. Like here, what I've been doing for meat is there's a butcher shop in town. I go there and the last one I did, I made a beef. I'm gonna call it Euro or shawarma, whatever you want to call it, right over the barbecue. And I made it. There was a lot of meat there. It was my cooking rack was like stuffed full. There was a lot of meat. I got all that meat for like $3-4 because I went to the butchery and said, "Hey, is there any of the crappy scraps you'd be willing to sell? The stuff that like they would normally sell to restaurants that they would boil off for a couple hours just for stock?" And he's like, "Yeah." He sold it to me, and I marinated it for 8 hours in that chili powder, Dijon mustard, Worcestershire balsamic vinegar mix, and it was, but it was cheaper because it was the scraps. Yeah, definitely join the Discord. You're gonna blink off for like 2 seconds. It'll fix it. That should fix it. Today I already ate when I was at work. The boss came in with paninis as a thank you because like I was meant to work from 8 o'clock yesterday till 5 o'clock. What happened was she had to go and take care of some business, and asked if I could stick around until the delivery got there, which I did. It didn't get there until 1 o'clock in the morning, so I was there for like 17 straight hours. So she let me use one of the cabins for free that was unoccupied, so I slept there. And then she came in today with lunch as a thank you with a panini. It was a Philly cheesesteak panini. We get free health care. We don't get free medication. I can go see a doctor, but for my 4 pills, it comes out to $584 for 4 fucking medications. And it's going to be even worse unless I get my disability. Then I'll get trillion benefits, but holy crap. Let's say I have MS, multiple sclerosis, and I get diagnosed with that, which is a possibility. There'll be like 40 different pills I'll need to take. I can't afford that. It'll be impossible. That'll be like one just to survive for a month. I'll have to pay a year's income. That's awesome. What'd you guys barbecue? It's not that late. It's only 6 o'clock. Oh, ribs. Yeah. I want to do a proper cookout. I've got a recipe I want to try. I want to get some cheap pork chops, cut them up into little itty bitty bits, throw them in a Ziploc bag with some tzatziki sauce. You know, some Greek yogurt mixed with lemon and garlic, and some sriracha. Let that marinate for a few hours and grill it over the barbecue. It'll gonna make it so tender and juicy, and I'll make wraps with it. I'm thinking I'm gonna do that for tomorrow. I'm probably gonna hit up the butcher shop. I can't. when I can, once in a while, I like to get something decent. You're talking to a person who, fuck, like last year for the entire month of November, I lived off of $1 a day. And you go to the dollar store, you get 5 packs of instant ramen for $1. I did that for a solid month. I'm actually pretty damn happy, Trey. I'm mentally at a good place. I'm not freaking out. I'm a level-headed guy, I guess. But again, I'm at a really place mentally. Like, just because things aren't perfect doesn't mean it's bad, you know. Graham, I want to find something like I've got a bunch of stuff ready to go for a proper meal. Again, I got a recipe with that I want to use, but there's something I want to add into it. Like, I want to collect some black walnuts, crush them up, put them in the marinade with the pork. I also have some wild dill that I found and wild chamomile that I want to put in the marinade and make it something really special and do a proper cookout. Oh, we've got Discord. Oh, who doesn't like catfish, man? Who doesn't like catfish? Catfish is one of the nicest eating fish. Especially the channel cats, the really slimy ones. Because I have eyes. I know foraging. I don't forage mushrooms because you make a mistake with a mushroom, you die. But when it comes to green, I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to plants. And if I'm not 100% sure, there's like a few apps you can use. But 99% of the time when it comes to plants, I know what it is. We don't have flatheads up here. We've got catfish, pike, bass, pickerel, crappie, perch, sunfish, catfish, um, and whitefish, and trout and salmon. That's all I can think of at least. Yeah, in the bio, the Discord link is in my bio. I think it works. It should work. I just added it there today. I got updated every week, but it should work. We just made it to 100 members on Discord. Dave, I agree with you. They even make you. I've never understood it either, especially up here in Canada. So you guys in the States, your minimum wages are fucking abysmal. Like what, $7 or lower for servers? That like what the server can make $3 an hour and they rely on tips. Up here in Canada, I've never understood tipping at all. So you're talking about a guy who's working in a let's say this guy's working in a factory all day long for minimum wage. Okay, then he goes to McDonald's and gets himself a burger, which now you're expected to tip at McDonald's. And so this minimum wage worker is supposed to go to McDonald's and tip these people who are working at McDonald's. Up here in Canada, we don't have different brackets of minimum wage. We It's just one minimum wage. Everybody gets that minimum wage. So I don't understand tipping, especially up here in Canada. Like you go to a bloody you go to like a pizza place. This was in Toronto. I went to a pizza place there and paid by debit. I don't carry cash with me. And it had that option there, 15, 20, 25% tip. I spent $2 on a piece of pizza, so I'm supposed to give you, and you're making, you're making minimum wage. You're probably making, you got more money than I do. I don't get tipping, and then they look at you when you don't tip. No, Daryl, no, 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 no. Servers and waitresses, there is no such thing as a server or waitress minimum wage anymore. It's a standard minimum wage. It used to be like that. That got phased out. You're talking when I was at the end of high school, so 2006, 2007. There's been a standard minimum wage for across all industry. There's no server minimum wage anymore. Yeah, that's funny, man. Really, they're whatever your province is in, it just one minimum wage. Oh, speak up. Up here, you can't even get a job at McDonald's anymore for minimum wage. They won't hire you. They are only hiring international and high school students. They will not hire somebody out of over the age of 25 now because they don't get the incentives from the government. We do it goes by province by province. Like the worst minimum wage in the country is $15 an hour, and that's in New Brunswick. A minimum wage in Ontario, I think is like $16 or $17 an hour now. It's still not livable. No, that's the thing. That's what a tip is meant to be. It should be for exemplary service. You just saved my life because I was choking to death on a piece of steak. You gave me the Heimlich maneuver. Thank you. Here's an extra $5 for saving my life. Exemplary service, man. But who knows? I could be wrong. No, like even then, I don't go to fast food restaurants. I don't care what anyone says. I've got this issue with hands. That's why I won't go to McDonald's ever. They're touching all the food with their hands, and it freaks me out. And anytime I've gone to a McDonald's, I've had the squeam and squits afterwards. Ugh, worst experiences ever. There are a few kind of restaurants I like. If it's a breakfast place, not a chain place, but like a family-owned breakfast place, sign me up. But when it comes down to it, I'd be more happy with give me a goddamn can of spam and my campfire and some rice. Uh, we did a cookout the other day here. We did a cookout here, and it was probably one of the best things I ever ate. Like, it was the instant rice. I made sort of fried rice with instant rice. What else? Instant rice, spam, baby corn, soy sauce, sriracha, and cashews, and it was fantastic. It was fantastic. The dollar store special. I spent like $3 on that meal, and got two full meals out of the damn thing. Love you too, Mister Number Seven. Woo! That is some serious racism, though. Like, fuck. Ain't nobody eating your cats. Oh, mine's really bad. Like, ugh, it's. I know why it's like that. When I wash I clean my hands like crazy. I've always got a thing of Purell with me. I'm insane with cleanliness. But I when I lived with my parents, they they were my mother was a hoarder. Like the place was always fucking messy. It was disgusting. I hated living there. I was always afraid I would never bring anybody over to the house. That's how bad it was. But she never washed her hands when she was cooking. She always fucking had a cigarette in her hand, putting it into her mouth, touching food, moving it like that. And to me, it was just so dirty, and I didn't want to eat. And then I see people touching food at restaurants and stuff, and it just makes me queasy. OC, I wouldn't say OCD. I'm not diagnosed with any mental illness, but some people here seem to think I'm a little bit on the autistic side, and especially Cornish. He thinks I have some form of autism, which I just think I'm eccentric, but it's possible. You know what? I don't think anybody is not on the spectrum, you know? I think we're all a little bit mentally different. That there's more people like I would rather be someone I would oh there's a squirrel again. I would rather hang out with someone who is a little bit different than hang out with, clones. The people who are just 100% normal. Normal is boring. Normal doesn't change the world. Normal is just blah. That's really cool. Glass beads. Rock, nah. He's too small to be a Rocky. I'm gonna keep calling him what I keep calling him. The little shit. Well, not exactly. Everybody is really different with the way they think. Like, here's why I absolutely hated school. I liked school. I liked going to school. I liked a few of the teachers, but the way they want you to learn is standardized. This is how they want you to learn. This is how they want everybody to learn. Do it this way. Only do it this way. And it just doesn't. I don't like it. It doesn't work for me. I learn really well by doing and watching and doing things my way. I just doing things the regular way they want you to do it just doesn't make sense for me. But it's more fun if we're all different. I just got back here today, so when I left there, when I left on Thursday, I got myself into a motel room. My back was done. Went to work the next day, and I ended up staying there till like near 1 o'clock in the morning. My boss told me yesterday, end of the day, I left in the morning, went to work, but she let me use told me to use one of the cottages today, so I did. And I literally just got back here like at 1 o'clock after I finished work. She kicked me out early and paid me for the whole time I was there because She felt bad having me there for 17 straight hours. How you doing, Mario? Yeah, I know you're right, Daryl. It's just education should be one. The teachers should get paid a lot more, and education it should be smaller classes, and the lessons should be more highly customized per student. Like there shouldn't be high school classes of 40, 50 people. There should be 10, 15 people maximum per teacher. I think we'd be a lot better off. Mind you, our education system is a lot better. It teaches a lot more free thinking than other parts of the world, but you know what I'm saying? I think I think education should be more expensive. I think there should be putting more money into education. I think the budget should be 10 times higher than what it is. Education is the most important thing in the world. We want the next generations to be smarter than the last generation. Like, you want your kids to be 10 times smarter than you and their kids to be 10 times smarter than them so we can actually grow and develop. School is free. School is free. It's just there's a lot of our education system that I don't agree with. Our education system is very dictated by the government. They have their curriculums and they're teaching things I don't agree with. They're they have more say over the child than the parent does. I don't agree with a lot of things that they're doing in our schools now. Like if your kid, they're now telling children that a kid doesn't feel as depressed or they don't feel comfortable doing something like, oh, you're trans, you should now go on hormone blockers. This is actually happening now in Ontario, and they are getting these kids prescribed hormone blockers or getting prescribed testosterone by their school. They're having medical professionals come in, and there's nothing the parents can do about it because now they've blocked. If you're over the age of 10 years old in Ontario, your parents are not allowed to speak to your doctor. Yep, and you can't do a damn thing about it. The DNC. What is the DNC? Jenkins. Alan, you're wrong about pubic hair. There is a reason for pubic hair. It is to keep your genitalia clean and protected. It's the same thing with face fur. You know what it's for? Keeping my face clean and protected. Keeping my neck warm. Face fur is banging. I love face fur. Oh, someone just said I should shave my pubes. You guys haven't even seen my pubes. You don't know how much of a forest it is or is not down there. You don't know how much gray there may or may not be. Not, yeah, I guess it is kind of a neck beard. I could use a shave. No, I'm actually growing it out right now. I'm gonna leave it for the next year. I want it to be about down here so I can like braid it, and it'd be cool being up rope with my beard. But as I say, I might be going bald here. It just decided I'm not going bald. It's just migrating down my chin. It's very easy to clean your beard. You got a brush. You can brush it out. Men have beards. Those who bitch about beards are just jealous they can't grow a beard. What is with all these people screaming Trump today? Jesus. I'm getting a lot closer. Very, very close. They've said they're sending to me for sending out to me for all these damn tests. I had a lumbar puncture on Wednesday. Fucking Christ, 16 hours on a bus in one day. Well, not straight though, like 8 hours and then 8 hours back for a lumbar puncture. I'm gonna be doing it again this week. This one's for a cerebral angiogram. They're gonna cut into my groin and stick a wire up to my brain through my body. It sucks. It's about as fun as you sound. That is this week, and again, I fought with them. They're paying for the bus ride, and this time they're not going to be paying the freaking economy seats where I have to sit with my knees up, going up my nose. They're getting me the sleeper this time. That's amazing. God damn, to go to university here, like I had to take some. I didn't have to go to university itself, but with what I did is you have to take you do what I did is that you go through an apprenticeship program, and you have to take some university courses. You take it was some calculus and trigonometry, and through university to complete your apprenticeship. And like just the books alone that I had to buy were like $1,500, and everything else was taken care of. And I got that money back after I completed it through the union. But if one book cost $1,500, I'd hate to think about how much tuition would actually cost for a student. School should be free. Madness. Yeah, I can't imagine going into $100,000 of debt to go to school like that. Like that's why I went through, and that's why I went into a trade. Like, so you're 18, you're going to school for the next 4 years, and you're coming out of it $100,000 in debt. I went into an apprenticeship where, yeah, it sucks when you first start out. I started out hourly for like 27, $30 an hour. And over the next 4 years, that went up every single year because it takes about 4 years to complete your hours and no longer be an apprentice. So you're coming out in debt, $100,000, and by the time you finish that, I've already made 3 times that, and now you're starting to look for work. So how much you're going to start getting paid each year? At max, $80 to $100,000. Okay, so I've gone to school so I did my apprenticeship for 4 years. I got made money through all these 4 years. I've got no debt, and now I'm making 100 experienced. I'm making 150, $200,000 a year. I, especially now in the Western world, up here in Canada, don't go to school. Don't continue education like that. You go into a trade. What they need right now are people in construction. Unfortunately, my generation were fucking idiots. We're lacking tradespeople in Canada because us millennials saw the computer boom. We were born and we lived through the tech bubble where these tech guys were making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year just to press a couple keys. So, we all want that. And now, because of that, we're lacking in tradespeople. If you're a young person in this country, go into construction, go into trade, become a carpenter, become a plumber, become an electrician. That's how you're going to make money. Oh, actually, funny story. Funny story. There was a person that came in one of these chats a while ago. He was up in Kitchener, and we were talking to him that he's like, he doesn't know what to do. He lost his job. He's about to be homeless himself, and he doesn't know what to do. We talked for a bit, and he ended up emailing me, and we reconnected. On the chat, I told him to walk to any construction site, find the guy in the yellow vest with a white hat, a different colored hat than everybody else has, and say, I'm looking for work. I can work as a laborer. And yeah, he did that the next day and got himself a job the next day. I was very happy for him, and it was well paying. Sorry, I just heard something. Yeah, definitely keep double tapping the screen. There's a little thing like at the bottom right corner with the hearts. If you tap that, it boosts me in the algorithm. You can help me get a lot more people by everybody just spamming the heart button and the smiley face button for like 10 minutes, and I'll have like 100,000 people. I'll have 10,000 people in here at no time. So there's like a smiley faces and hearts at the like bottom right hand corner, I believe, on some phones. What railway strike? What's going on there? It wasn't squirrels. It was I heard crashing through the woods, and it sounded like a quad going by. But there's no trails around here. What's up? What do you mean? What do I do? But yeah, what's going on? I didn't know this. Oh, is the GO train striking again? Uh, we're not far off. England has some of the most restrictive laws around. England. Oh, there's the squirrel again. There he goes. Don't go anywhere, buddy. Oh, fuck you. He moved too fast. You can get in trouble for saying something negative about a person online, and we're going the same route. Our media is heavily censored. You can't say anything negative towards anybody. Like, you can't say I don't like this group of people, and that's my opinion on the internet, because you can be arrested and charged with a hate crime. We don't have free speech here, not like you guys in the States. You're right. Yes, Cornish. Actually, that's what I'm thinking about making tomorrow. I'll make a pizza dough properly, and I'll make like Paneras over the open fire. That's the point. Inciting hate. I disagree with that. Like, I think you shouldn't hurt other people intentionally, but I also think you should have the right to say F this group of people. I F and hate these F'ers or stuff like that, you know? I think you should have the right to say that. I don't think it's a good thing to say, but I will defend an asshole's right to be an asshole, you know? I don't care who it is. That's the thing. That's what I wanted to say. I believe an asshole has the right to be an asshole. And I will defend that asshole's right to be an asshole to my death. Yeah, no more politics. That's not politics. Yeah, technically, it is politics, I guess. Okay, Mario, that was bad, but that was funny. That was really funny. Uh, hey, if that's what you're into, man. I was married. How do I put this? I was married and I was adventurous, so that's all you got to know about me. That was pretty good, Mario. I'll give you 10. I'll give you that was good. That was funny. Yes, I am. Ups. I've done a lot of traveling, a lot of moving around, just trying to stay safe. Like I'm from Toronto, and now I'm up in Sudbury. I hitchhike all the time, and I'm up here working, trying to get myself out of living outdoors. I don't like living outdoors; it sucks. But there's good parts to it as well. Ah, but yes, there he's back again. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go. Yeah, I missed him again. You jerk. Jerk. The squirrel was back. Yeah, I'm not an outlaw. I'm from Toronto, man. I'm not an outlaw, man. Come on. Come on. I'm the most wholesome person on the internet. I'm not a fucking outlaw. He calls himself homeless and then starts saying fucking. I like him. He's cute. He's just teasing me with the black walnuts. Okay, Mario, it was funny the first time. Now you gotta chill with it. What question? Mountain, we don't got no mountain. Not up here. It's the OPP up here. I'm on Crown land. They're not gonna do shit to me. Hey Mario, I'm gonna warn you one more time. Chill, or we're just gonna put you on timeout for 10 minutes. Oh, never mind. Too late. Sucks to be you. Bye bye. Oh, pegging is you when a man's female partner puts a strap on and takes the guy from behind. That is pegging. I'm up in Sudbury, Raw. I'm from Toronto, but I'm up in Sudbury. I'm up in the woods. Got me a jobs up here. Fucking 10 months couldn't find a job in Toronto. The market there sucks. Even up here, the big box stores are not hiring me. And finding actual, like, more work than what I've got is still proving difficult. But that might change when all the kids go back to school. I'm sick, primordial. I'm sick. I'm still traveling back to Toronto for doctor's appointments. I've got a list of medications that I have to be able to pay for, and the job is entire paycheck. I worked 60 hours worth of work. I spent every dollar of my paycheck on a month's worth of my medication. So I'm one of those, I have to have the income or I'm not going to be able to survive. Like, uh, the two pills, it's weird. Something that with seizures, there's medication designed for epileptic seizures. Mine are non-epileptic, so the medications they prescribe for that are anti-anxiety medication and antidepressants. I'm on those. I get a 20% copay. Plus, he just prescribed me not blood thinners, blood pressure medication because my blood pressure is through the roof. Because I'm constantly in pain, and that'll do it. And something to help with that pain, because it's neurological pain. Like there's nothing wrong with my leg, but my left leg right now feels like it's getting stabbed, shot, run over, and set on fire all at once. Um, so I've got something for the neurological pain, and all that is not cheap. I don't get disability because they don't want to give me disability, Graham. You know what they've offered me instead of disability? I've been fighting for disability for 4 years. They've offered, they said, put it this way, this is what my lawyer said in the meeting we had earlier this month. He is not, so you're telling me he's not sick enough for you to be giving him disability, but he's sick enough for him to kill himself. Instead of, they're fighting to not give me MAID, and they're sending me through they're fighting to not give me the disability payments for 4 years, and yet they'll offer me assisted suicide. In fact, not just offer me it, sit me down in a room for 2 hours and go over all the benefits of me killing myself for 2 hours, 3 times. Third one only lasted 5 minutes because I told her to stick a cock up her ass and walked out. It's a funny story. But, yeah, that. That's exactly what they're doing, Primordial. That's exactly what they're doing now. They want to get rid of, disability by, instead of when you're sick, instead of getting disability, you get to jump off a freaking bridge. Oh, I know it's vile. Like the last one, the way they do it, and it's not just me they've done it to, is they set up a meeting with their social workers, and it's in a little room, usually in the hospital, because they set it up with another appointment that you have to take. They're in a very small room with a table separating you and the social worker. There's one social worker here and one social worker. There's two of them in the room with a very small chair in this room. Out in front of this room is they've got two very large security guards standing out in front of that room, and they bring you in there. They sit you down and they talk about. She brings out her big ass blue book, throws it on the table, and goes over all of why I should take MAID. That you're going to suffer. That it's better for you. Maybe it's better for you because you are alone. It's just you, and you're in pain. Wouldn't it be much better? And they make it think you can't say anything or leave with by putting those two security guards out there. The first one there, I was just sitting there like this, thinking I'm going to prison or something, like I'm getting interrogated by the police because these two big ass security guards out there. Same with the second one, but that second time I was just like, okay. And the third time I was so frustrated. It actually happened the day it happened. I went live the day after the day it happened. We went fishing, and I told this story then. Was so same thing happened. They got two security guards out in front of the room. I'm not reading the chat right now. I will get back to it, but two security guards out front. I get walked in there. I sat down, and she puts her book down on the ground. She's got her partner beside her, and she's like, we just want what's best for you. We just want to discuss your options. We want to tell you what we think is best for you and help you. And I got so pissed off this time. I was like, before we start that, you know what the fuck I think is best for you? I think the best for you is to take a fucking cock up your ass. And then I kind of stood up, flipped her off, walked out the room, and just walking like this, giving the finger as I'm walking out that goddamn room. I'm so pissed off at getting fucking put in that goddamn room and having people who are supposed to actually have your interest at heart to, they're social workers. They're supposed to give a shit about humanity. Just sitting you in a goddamn room, going over you, trying to fuck with your head so you fucking kill yourself. They piss me off. I'm tired of it all. That's why I don't have any fucking trust for social workers anymore. They can go fuck themselves. And that's my goddamn opinion. Anyways. Graham Maid should have someone to help you out. Mups, it's impossible for me to have a van. I don't have a driver's license. I can never have a driver's license again because I have seizures. That's why I'm homeless. If I had my driver's license, I would be able to have my machinery operator's license, and I would still be making big money downtown Toronto, sitting in my crane, looking out over the city, just doing my job. Like, oh yeah, I loved my job. I loved working at it. But they took all my driver's licenses away, all my operator license away, and I can't even drive a car. I can't even get a license to operate a pleasure craft. The most I can get is to drive a boat. Well, with that, the most I couldn't get a supervisor position. For you to even go up in the crane and do your inspections, you have to have that license. For you to touch anything in there, you have to have your licenses. For you to do any training people, you have to have that damn license because it's via apprenticeship. Without that one goddamn license, there's nothing I can do. The most I would be even allowed to do is a labor position, which I can't fucking do because, I have seizures. I won't even ride a bicycle because of the seizures. Imagine me whipping down the street on a bicycle and seizing out randomly, hitting the ground. Oh, wear a helmet. So you won't break your skull? Yeah, well, I won't break my skull. I'm gonna break my arms and ribs and get hurt. I know what you're saying. I've gone through every option. I'm very frustrated. I'm the kind of person who just wants a job, who wants to work, who wants his career. But literally starting from nothing. I would rather my license is back because it would just be me. I'd have a good life and I could buy a trained bear to ride around on. Seriously, I could. Fuck that. A bear, I could buy a goddamn elephant. And by the way, my goal isn't to ride a bear around, it's to jump on the back of a deer with a sword in my hand held high, riding through downtown of any city, screaming, yeah, yeah. That's my dream. You need money to do that. Yeah, well, I don't have money to buy one of those. Actually, when they get things fixed, like if I when I get my disability, I would like to get my small homestead, and I want to buy one of those sitting bikes and put a small gas engine on it. Pretend it's my little Harley Davidson. Get a dog with get like a box in the back where a dog could sit and my groceries could sit, and I could like ride around town, just buzzing around in my sitting down bicycle with a little electric with a little gas engine with a dog in the back. Just be like, yeah, this is the life kind of deal. That'd be cool. I actually saw a bear on Thursday night. He came right up into camp. I scared him. I was on a call with Cornish, Cat Mom, and Ghoul. Uh, he walked up right up into my camp, like not even, I'd say arm length away when I noticed him. And I just start screaming bloody murder, scared him off. But yeah, bears, deers, hawks, lots of big black hawks everywhere, all up in the trees. They're everywhere. They're surrounding me. Um, Squirrels. I saw a lot of squirrels. Rabbits, foxes, you name it. I've seen it. They're just black bears. Black bears aren't grizzly bears. Black bears, you fight back. Just make yourself big and scream. They get scared. They're little bitches. Grizzly bears, you're gonna die. No, no. Grizzly bears, you lay down and pretend you're dead. You're gonna get bit and mauled a little bit, but you'll survive. Polar bears, if you got a gun, shoot yourself. You ain't walking away from a polar bear. I haven't seen a single chipmunk. I haven't seen a damn single chipmunk. Yeah, I've heard. I've heard so too. Um, I know. Probably more where there's a hunting culture. Hey, Ryan. Yeah, I've seen a few doves and pigeons. Oh. It's a predator. Any predatory animal you can get parasites from. That's why you have to cook the food for a very long, long time. I don't know how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would and could chuck wood? Tell me. Or she sells seashells down by the seashore. Ooh. Or figure this one out. Now watch this. Try to do this. You got your one finger on each side of your nose. Your hands are crossed. How the fuck did that happen? Figure that one out. I don't know. That's primal. That's a big cock question. Big cock energy with that question, my friend. Big cock. Roosters don't lay eggs, my friend. No, seriously. Like again, You cross your hands, put one finger on each nose, and then, without taking your fingers off, how did I do that? What's going on there? You know what? I have a question for you guys. What came first? And give me your best honest opinion. What came first? I'd like to know this from you guys. Ugh. I'm having a golden retriever moment. Can't think properly. What came first, guys? The chicken or the egg? I'd like to know your opinion on this one. Then I'll give you mine. Oh, you're all wrong. The chicken and the egg didn't come. Never came. The rooster came. Yep. Man, I gotta have a little bit of dark humor and fucked up humor, man. Makes my day. The raunchier the joke, the better. It wasn't a deep question. It was just a stupid joke. Or I got a job. I've got a couple jokes. Oh, how do you know a hobo just got laid? Anybody? How do you know a hobo just got laid? His fingers are clean. Man, I got my issue. I like raunchy jokes. You have a good night, Cordish. Yeah, we're not going to be here much longer. How do these lives help me? They keep me mentally stable and exercise my vocal cords. They talking like this is very mentally healthy, and I enjoy it. And if I'm lucky, it sometimes brings new people to the channel, and this is more for me to get talk and enjoy myself. This is fun. This is entertainment. We've been doing. This is 2 hours and 14 minutes now. And you know what I would have done with 2 hours and 14 minutes? Nothing. I had nothing to do. Hey, this is enjoyment and mentally healing for me. And I get to, talk to you guys and interact with you guys. And again, build the community, because we are a growing community. And I believe this is the best, strongest community on the internet. You should join the Discord. Someone's always there to talk and help. I'm glad you're here too, Daryl. That's all it's about. Like, fuck, I'm never gonna be here like, oh, I'll be. There's a YouTuber I absolutely fucking hate. He does lives like this, sort of like this too. I don't beg. I will never beg. I would rather die than beg. He's been homeless for a while. He's never even tried to get work. He's never done anything, and all he does is literally go on live to beg. We actually had one of my mods had an argument with him, because what he was trying to do was get people to leave my channel and go to his and, you know, use me to build himself up to literally beg. And funny story is, like, I'm sort of subscribed to him. I just try to see what he's doing. Literally, he just went live right now, and this is what it says. This is what the live is titled. Please donate. Donate to buy us drinks and food, and with a donation link. I find that deplorable. Oh, I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I just telling you is, I'm not doing that crap. I'm not here to do that crap on YouTube. I will never do that. I'm here to just chill and make some videos now and again, have some fun. It keeps me emotionally present and stable. Well, welcome, JB. No. We're a chill place. I'm just. Thank you. Like, again, even with my lives, there's nothing special. There's no cool graphics and spinning logos because none of those apps work for my phone, anyways. Well, yeah, there's that too. I started that because it was a suggestion by Cornish, and fucking Christ, when you first, again, I'd never experienced anything like this in my life before. I had a very cushy life, in fact. And when you get out here, you know nothing. You screw up a lot. You're gonna meet the wrong people. Like, goddamn, the first week I was out here, I had someone pull a knife on me. I've been robbed so many times, it's hard to count. Been flooded. Been through some pretty horrible situations. And, like, for me, just to do those videos is just to mostly get my stress from the situation out. Riding bears, or I'd take my license back. I would take my license back because I don't care about riding bears. My ultimate goal is to ride a deer through the center of town while holding a sword up high. Thank you very much, Dale. There's like 4 Dales here too. That's so cool. You're the first Dale I met, and now there's like dozens of you in here. I'm in Canada. You can't carry a gun here. But yeah, I'm thinking that's almost it for me. I can't charge my phone while I'm streaming, and I've only got, ooh, shit, 15% power left. No, it's got to be a deer. But I'm running out of power now, so it's been fun, guys. We'll do this again very soon. Probably do a cookout next one. You guys take care. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.